I can't remember what did I do. I can't
Just
remember, Chris.
relax.
Did I just relax? Did I get my favorite meals prepared?
But every day to me is a favorite meal. Every day we eat is a favorite meal.
Yes, it
Because there are
is.
some that might not even be able to eat or might not have food to eat. So every day is a favorite day that the
Every day
Lord
is a
wake us
favorite
up.
day. Yes, it
It's a
is.
blessing. It's a gift from God.
And I love that it is a gift from God. Now, you know, days that we can relax and to enjoy ourselves.
Yes.
And that's crucial. Now, remember how important it is to remember? Well, one of the things that I had to do following that that day, that awesome day is I had to go back to work. Nothing like Father's Day, my friends, my brothers, my male compatriots. But there was a job that I had to do under the house. Then I brought up my little gift here so you can see what I had to do. Ah, this is what we call a water filter. Now, for you guys who don't like to get under the house, if you don't change the water filler, you see how dirty it can be.
Yes.
And
You won't have any water after a while.
clean water,
Clean water.
clean water.
Yes.
This filter, when we first brought it, was white as snow.
Yes.
I had, not that I had to remind myself, but I had to remember to change this. I said,
Yes.
Chris, I got to do this because after 2 months, it turned something like this. And so I was under the house most of yesterday changing that filter. Now,
Yes.
I bring it to you is to, I had to remember. Again, we're talking about these 10 commandments. That fourth one, where that word is in there, to remember, my friends. Oh,
Yes.
my goodness. Then I stayed under the house for a couple of hours. Why? Because I could remember the process of putting in that clean water filter. Back in over 2, 3 hours, didn't I, Christine? And so it was something that you seen that TV show back in the day called Green Acres. Trying to remember exactly how to turn, to twist, and to put that filter on. But I accomplished. You know, I said to myself, I'm going to YouTube just to figure out what I'm doing wrong. But we got it done. It was taken care of. Again, this brings us back to Exodus chapter 20, verse 11, 8 through 11. And it talks about us to remember. Christine, if you want to read that verse one more time. Verse
Starting with
8.
verse 8.
Verse 8.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Okay, we're going to start right there to remember. As I stated before, under the house, trying to change the water filter, sometimes we forget. I'm thinking to myself, and I'm looking here in the camera, am I getting that old that I can't remember if there's something that's happening with me? Chris, you laughing. But it's something that we have to face. We forget. I mean, there's so much memory that is stored in our mental faculties. How can we remember
Everything.
yeah, yeah.
It is impossible.
Station manager,
Yes.
I don't know about you, Ann, but I got a high school reunion coming up soon in 2 months, and I'm trying to remember all my classmates from the year I graduated from high school. I can't. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Hey, it's been a long time. What you been up to? Then they're going to repeat that process. You know how it is. It's
Yes.
like
You
college
might know
reunion.
the face,
Yeah.
but the names you might not remember.
Remember.
Yes.
That word stands in my mind to remember. And so as we talk about this, Christine has made mention about the Sabbath day. And again, we have two more two more weekdays before the changing of the next month. Next Monday and Thursday, we're going to deal with the Sabbath and how it occurred, what caused us to change that particular time period. But we did the first verse on Monday, remember the Sabbath day. And then the next verse after that, you can read that.
It says, 6 days shall thou labor.
Okay,
6 days.
Wow.
Yes.
So, folks, it says 6 days shall thou labor. Labor, another name for labor
It's work.
is work.
Yes.
Work.
Yes.
I remember work. I was working that yesterday under the house, remembering what I had to do to work. Oh my goodness. And I said to myself, man, we need to get somebody out here to do this. Go to Angel, what's it?
Angel list.
Angel List and find an experienced individual. But what happened? God brought it back to my remembrance.
Yes.
He brought it back. So as he brought it back to my remembrance, we want you to remember what he did here with those 10 commandments. We did the last 6 a couple of weeks ago. Our relationship with man. Now we're talking about our relationship to God, and regarding this 4th one in particular. Christine, the next verse, and regarding remember the Sabbath day.
But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
I thought it said 6 days.
No, I already read that.
Okay, well, I want
6
you to read
days shall thou labor.
Okay.
And do all
And
that
there
work.
you go. I want you,
Okay,
we're going to stay focused on that
repeated.
for
Okay.
right now, 6 days. So folks will ask, well, how do we know which day is the 7th day? Which day is the 3rd day or the 1st day? And so we got to go back to the Bible. If you have your Bibles again, turn with me to Genesis chapter 1. Genesis chapter 1. And we're going to take a look at what happened on each day, because this is important. Someone has messed with God, and God is our creator, right?
Yes.
He created
He
us.
created the heavens and the earth, and he's our
Okay,
creator.
as Christine is reading, I got some paper here, some papers here that I want to hold up, and Christine, that you read on day 1.
It said, and God saw the light. Okay, he said, let there be light, and there was light. That was
the day ended.
Called the light day, and the darkness he called night.
Okay.
Okay.
And what did he say regarding that? The evening?
The evening and the morning was the first day.
The first day.
Okay.
And then he went to the 2nd day.
Okay.
The 2nd day.
And God said, let there be firmament in the midst of the water, and let it divide the waters from the waters. Okay. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the 2nd day.
The 2nd day.
Okay.
And the 3rd day.
And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after its kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And the earth brought forth grass, and the herb yielding seed after its kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after its kind. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the 3rd day.
3rd day. Okay. 4th day.
And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God made 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night.
Okay. The 5th day.
And to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness, and the evening and the morning. That was the 4th day. Okay.
So, 4th day.
4th day.
The 4th day. Now we're on the 5th.
Now we're on the 5th day. Let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that hath life. Okay, and fowl that may fly upon the earth and in the open firmament of heaven. And God blessed them. Good, and it was good. And God blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let the fowl multiply in the earth. And the evening and the morning were the 5th day.
The 5th day. Now the 6th day.
Okay. And God said, let the earth bring forth the living creatures after its kind, cattle, creeping things, and beasts of the earth after its kind. It was so. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. And God blessed them. And said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea.
Mm-hmm.
And God said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of the tree yielding seed. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day.
Now, as you reading that, there was one part that you didn't make mention, where he made man.
Let us make man, yes, right here in our image.
Okay, verse 27.
Yes, verse 26. After our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air.
Okay, and 27.
And 27, it says, So God created man in his own image.
In his own image.
In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them.
Okay. Now, and then he did something in verse 29. And what did he do, Chris? Verse 29 of that.
And it said in verse 29, And God said, Behold, I have given you every herb-bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth.
And you know what? I apologize, my family. I'm thinking about 29, verse 28. Verse 28.
And God blessed them, and God said unto them, Be fruit, talking about male and female.
Male and female.
Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth.
Yeah. Now, Christine, as you read, and Stacy Manager here, the evening and the morning were the first day.
Mm-hmm.
The evening and morning were the first day.
Mm-hmm.
But I see in Genesis chapter 2, verse 1, if you can read chapter 2, verse 1.
Thus the heavens and the earth were finished,
Mm-hmm.
and all the host of them. And then
verse 2.
And then on the seventh day,
mm-hmm.
God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made.
Okay, wow, that's a whole lot. And verse 3, if you can read that, what else did he do on this particular day?
And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it,
mm-hmm.
because that in it he had rested from all his work which he had created and made.
Wow.
He rested on that day.
And that's something powerful too. So I got to bring back to this water filter. Lord knows I wanted to rest from this water filter. The twisting, the turning, the pulling, my mindset. I couldn't wait till I completed the job. It should have only took 15 minutes. Why did it take a couple of hours? Because I could remember every distinct part of what I'm supposed to do. And once I had secured it, tightened it, it all came back into play.
Yes.
I supposed to remember to do all that I needed to do. So why is it so important that I remember how to do this water filter? Because I didn't want the house to sink under the water, or we lose all the water
up underneath the house either.
And especially didn't want to hear Christine, boy, what did you do? What did you do? Then you know what I'm talking about in regarding that. So it's important that we listen, we understand the instructions that was given in regarding the water filter, but also the instructions that was given to us by God, because I didn't create God.
No.
God
created us, male and female.
He created us, male and female. Now, this is key for me, because Chris, we got a calendar here. Now, somebody that switched the calendar. I had it set for September. And I'm going to pull up what's happening in September. Chris, if you can. September here. As you can see, my friends, it has the days of the week number from 1 through 7. But they've been giving a different names. When God only gave us 1 through 7, the days of the week, to remember by. but someone has decided to educate us, and give us some names. And so, one of the the first commandment, Exodus chapter 20, I think it's verse 3. Christine, if you can read that. Exodus chapter 20, verse 3.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Oh my goodness.
No other gods
my
before
goodness.
me.
For me, this is key because God had given the days of the week just a number. A number. Man put the numbers together, but God said this is the first through the 7 days of the week. And so I'm reading now, folks. I had to read how to put that water filter back on or listen to some understanding, the clarity. The name of the days of the week, the word was used with Hellenistic, which is a Greek word. And we remember, and I love this, and we're going to talk about the book Daniel and Revelation because it talks about those four great empires. And speaking of that, folks, I'm promoting this book because by next month we're going to get into the book of Revelation. And for me, the key to Revelation, it talks about some of the first four empires. Christine, you remember those empires? I can't hear you.
Persia,
Babylon, Medo-Persia,
Rome, Greece.
Greek.
Yes.
Okay, and those were the first, and not in that particular order. There was Babylon, there was Medo-Persia, there was Greek, and there was Rome. So here, as we're looking at the calendar, it was changed from the Greek, who emphasized the days, and the days were named after their gods. The days of the week were named after their gods. Christine, I gave you some of the names that we had, especially Sunday through Saturday. You can read that.
Sunday was called Sun's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Sun, apostrophe S.
Okay.
This is translation of the Latin phrase die solus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Monday?
And Monday was called Moon's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And this is equivalent to the Latin name dies luna.
Okay.
Tuesday was called Twist Day. This was one-handed god associated with single combat and pledges. So that's what's called. The name of this day is also related to the Latin name Dies Matus, Day of Stars, Day of Mars, I'm sorry. Wednesday was meaning the day of Germanic god known as Omen, which was called a day of Mercury. That was Wednesday. Thursday was meaning Puna's Day. Puna means thunder or its personification. So that's what was Thursday called. And Friday, meaning the day of Anglo-Saxons, Goddess Fridge. Goddess Fridge. The day of Venus.
Okay. And Saturday?
And then Saturday, in Latin, it was dies Saturna, day of Saturn. Saturn. Okay, that's what they had for Saturday.
Roman god.
Yes.
And so all these days of the week were named after different gods. As Christine read from that, the Roman gods, and I'm going to start with this. Diana as for Monday. Mars was for Tuesday. Mercury was for Wednesday. Jupiter was for Thursday. Venus was for Friday. Saturn was for Saturday, and Apollos as Sunday for Sunday. This was back in that particular time period where folks didn't really want to worship this God of heaven and earth, the creator. They wanted to bring someone that they felt that their own people could identify with, not Jehovah Jireh, who created us in his own image. So again, God told us, thou shalt have no other gods before. And this is at the start now. The earth was created, and sometime in the near future, all these things happen to be in play. For instance, as I said, the changing of the days of the week from the numbers to the different gods, the deities, as they are called, to worship him. So, folks, we have to remember who we serve.
Yes.
Who we serve. as I remember the next, I bring it back in the next 2 months. In the next, is it 2 months?
2 to 3 months.
2 to 3,
We change
3 months.
Yes.
I remember to
Some
twist
people
and
might have to
turn
change
this.
theirs
Yes,
6 months,
yes.
but we can't go beyond usually
We
3
can't go
months
beyond,
because
especially you got a
if
house,
we
have to
right.
get under a new filter,
Yes.
twisting and turning the pipes. They get old, don't they?
Oh yes. They do.
Mm,
And if you don't change it within
mm.
that time frame, then you might have very low pressure.
Low pressure.
Yes, in the house.
Mm. What else do I remember that has to be done for a house? There's a lot of stuff to be done. I see why folks are now moving to senior citizens' home, apartments, and so forth.
Because if you have a home, it's always stuff to do.
Mm.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so that's where we are in regarding those days of the weeks and regarding how they would change. The next verse in regarding Exodus chapter 20, verses, what's that, 10?
Exodus 20. Okay.
Okay, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. Okay, so we just got finished talking about the 6 days. Christine, you just read about from Genesis. After God had created everything, everything was perfect, and he chose to rest.
Yes.
Now I'm thinking, why did he choose to rest? He made everything. We are made in his image. Why would he rest? Then I know I had to rest yesterday from that water filter. I rested, soaked in the tub. Uh, I felt good. Only thing I didn't get was a massage, but God didn't have the rest. Took the time on this particular day, and he did what, Chris?
He rested.
He rested, but he also did
bless and sanctify that day as well.
Now, all those days he did, Christine, the calendar again. That calendar, of all the days that he put together, from Sunday through Friday, he did only for one particular day. If you can read that in Genesis, of course, I already know the answers. I'm having her to look it up. Genesis, he blessed and you see that there?
And sanctified.
Oh, you see it?
They
Maybe Genesis chapter 2.
Okay, on Genesis chapter 2 and verse 1, thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them.
Everything was done,
2,
completed.
Yes. And on the seventh day, God ended his work which
stopped.
he had made. Yes, he stopped. And he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. Wait, so blessed it.
So I got to stop you there with maybe 1 minute to go. The evening and the morning were the first day. So we talking about maybe Friday evening to Saturday evening.
Right, to stop whatever you're doing on Friday.
But he only blessed this day.
Only that day.
He hallowed this day.
Yes.
So come Monday, folks, we got to look up that word, bless and hallowed. Of all days,
yes,
he decided to do this. Folks, with time about to expire, this is Revelation's second coming of Christ, and we will be with you this coming Monday. So continue, have a good weekend, and praise God. Thank you.